Take a look at two more clips,
Yes.
back to back here. And this is the title of the film,
It's called Edgar.
Edgar.
Actually, the son who was killed, which you actually never see in the film.
His name was Edgar.
Yes, we wanted to make him present in the film without being present.
Okay, fantastic. Let's take a look.
Every mother has the same nightmare. For me, the nightmare was very real. Edgar was my son. I had him for 18 years. He certainly was no saint, but I know in my heart that I tried. I tried very much to set him straight, to show him a better way. He's dead.
He kept staring at me. At least that's what I thought at first. I wasn't looking to start anything. I'm just kicking it at this party. Probably should have left, but I didn't. I just know that it could have been either way. My mom could be sitting in that seat talking to your son right now, you know?
Wow, interesting. Are there, you mentioned some things, interesting things you did with the actors in this film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the main actor, his name is Luis Antonio Perez. I'm Luis Alberto Perez.
No relation.
No relation. What we wanted to do is, Alex and I, we were talking about the script, is we wanted to have a very natural reaction for the main actor, because to one of the climactic moment, it had to be very genuine. There was no one take, nothing, no holds barred. We couldn't do nothing because else it seemed fake and it seemed staged and rehearsed and so forth. So we didn't give the main actor the last 2 pages of the script, which consisted of the climax. All we told him is that once he reached the certain part, the portion of the page that he had, that he would have to, that we wanted his natural reaction, that he had to be responsive to whatever the mother, Anna, played by Marie Ramirez, was going to give him. So but we also sort of fabricated a little lie as far as saying that she was going to vent her anger and frustration. So we built it up into him, and then the whole cast and crew knew except for him. Everybody knew that once it was actually in the shot list, it was underlined, indicating that that was a shot. Once we got to it, everybody who didn't have to be in that room had to be at that. We tried setting up. I spoke with Armando as far as making sure that this was the number. The first take is going to be the only take, no matter what we do. So we sort of built up that moment, and then came time to it, and I took the main actress, Maria Ramirez, outside. And I told her that when we go back inside right now, I want you to make up a big show, go all out, yell off the top of your lungs while I'm talking to the main actor, Luis Antonio Perez. So she went inside. I brought him outside, and we're talking. I'm preparing him, like making sure he's all right. I mean, like he's going to have that, make sure that he's ready for it. And as we're doing that, she starts yelling out of the top of her lungs, crazy, and you see him like the fear of God just went into like oh my God, and so he was just like trying to zone out, and we took him back in. And then what you'll see actually on the film, when we reach that moment, right where she's going to confront him about something, which I don't want to give away, that's actually his initial reaction right there.
Oh, so you built him up for a completely different reaction.
Yeah. When Alex actually had introduced me and recommended Luis Antonio Perez for the role, he had indicated that he had good improvisation skills, and that he can pretty much handle anything that we threw at him. So we trusted him enough that no matter what we threw at him, that he would respond to it. And he pretty much nailed it.
And he didn't hate you for it?
No, hopefully not. At least he didn't say it.
And Armando, how about the cinematographic aspects of the film? Anything interesting
Well,
you did?
I mean, the majority of the film takes place in a conference room, so that in itself was a little trying on my part, because it's like, how can you make a conference room look interesting? But I mean, I think we pulled some stuff off just by choice of lens and how we shot certain parts of the script, and how we've got certain shots for certain lines, and just try to build it up to a boiling point where it's not necessarily just a series of close-ups where you overuse a close-up and it loses its flavor. Like, you use it too much and then it's like, oh, well, yeah, okay, whatever.
Right.
So that was the challenge, is like to build up all this tension between, before the young man, the prisoner, comes in, and her going through these emotions, talking to the warden and the counselor, and seeing if she's okay with that, and then changing gears and then being like, okay, how are we going to change the story visually now that the catalyst, the wrench is thrown in? It's like, okay, let's change it it's got to change from this point forward, because if not, it's just going to seem redundant. We'll basically be letting the air out of the bag. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of just picking and choosing our shots and when to use certain things more than anything. Trying not to overuse, like our close-ups, for instance, because we could have easily, I mean, it's such a dramatic piece that you can easily just get thrown into that and be like, okay, we need a close-up right here.
Yeah. Are there any techniques you use as a cinematographer to build tension?
I mean, there's different ways, I guess. I guess it changes from story to story, script to script. I can't say that there's like one solid set way to build tension, but I mean, a lot of it really depends on the editing and giving the editor enough to work with, really.
Give him a lot of choices.
Yeah, give him or her a lot of choices. I mean, be like, okay, we're gonna, we're shooting this in a medium shot, and then when on this line, we need to, accentuate this line, so we need maybe a close-up for this. Or what if we shoot everything a certain way, and then at a certain point, we totally just change the style.
Right.
Like we shoot everything, straight on, like just, straight on, people are just talking to each other, and then all of a sudden, we start showing them in profile. And then it's like, people get that subconsciously, be like, oh wait,
something changed, right?
Something changes, something's going on.
Yeah.
They're giving me something to work with. So.
To focus attention on a certain aspect, he pretty much directs the audience where to look by having the camera at a certain angle.
Yeah, a lot of it is just, I think part of my job too is just reminding people in general that the audience is a lot smarter than we think they are.
Right.
So to give them credit and just to be like, okay, we don't think you're that dumb. You're going to get this.
Well, great. Well, guys, we could go on for another half hour, another hour. This is fascinating. I really appreciate you joining us. Again, thank you to my guests, Armando and Alexander and Louis. And thank you for joining us again at the Chicago movie scene. I'm your host, Chad.